Hello, gamers. Welcome to what we can consider, at least for the time being, the Empire Final. Then, Southern Realms, which are essentially Empire. And then we have, a couple of these factions we're going to return to later on. This is about the best faction I played this mod. It was very basic and, it wasn't special like some of the others. I just had a fucking blast. I had such a blast, I corrupted my footage later on. Like, legitimately, an hour of play. Gone. But she starts off with, count it, 4 legendary characters, including her. That's absolutely insane. The fact you could get more legendary heroes. If this was Warhammer 3, you could get, what's her face? The oligarch lady. The vampire. Oh no, Katrine, whatever her name is. I'm completely bumbling that shit. But these guys are absolute beasts. Her 2 engineer characters, absolutely insane. You can get, one of them a thunder barge, and then the other legendary one, you could get a steam tank or whatever. And then her knight character holds ground with a lord. He beat Vlad von Karstein's ass. Fully leveled yellow tree. He beat his ass. Look how quickly he sent those guys running. I mean this when I say this. He is a powerhouse. And he exists in lore from what I know. She's also a beast. I think she's going to actually be the next, one of the next Thrones of Decay. Let me just not bundle my words. She's going to be the Thrones of Decay character, if I remember correctly. Also, I think they're putting Malachi McCason. I think it would be hilarious if they just got this mod author to help them. If I am bumbling words or I sound a bit, I'm going to use the word strained. That is not something I can help right now. I'm actually in a very significant amount of pain. Today was a gym day. It was a bit rougher than usual. And my knee gave out a couple days ago. This is far enough into the video that I don't care, and I can talk about this. My knee gave out a couple days ago, like gave out, like something tore. And then my shoulder today, I pulled a muscle. So I'm kind of sitting pretty up here, like my neck hurts, my shoulder hurts, my tricep hurts, and then, of course, my leg hurts. I'm just having to sit in a precarious position. So that's about that. That's why I wanted to explain. So just give me a bit of a pass when it comes to words and stuff. I wanted to record, I like being productive. It makes me feel real good. And don't worry, it won't affect much of this video. If anything, it'll make it better. But we're going to keep on moving. We got spearmen now, the shielded ones, some actual good infantry. And then we have solid crossbowmen and gunmen. Just absolutely insane what I'm getting throughout this, this campaign. We're on turn what? Like under turn 10. And we're already absolutely stacked up. She levels up quickly. Malachi McCason, everyone. Here, real quick. Let's look at Malachi McCason's kills. 200, right? If I'm reading that, it was 200 or 300. That is absolutely insane. Once you stack weapon strength and he has like the shotgun and all this other stuff, he is consistently getting those kills. I want you to know that is just an auto resolve thing. He just absolutely wipes the floor in auto resolve. In real, campaign, he gets maybe like tops 300 kills, but he's still absolutely goated. Like, he's not dying. He's cleaning the floor. He's a beast in both melee and everything. He's a slayer with a gun. Like, you can't really go wrong. After we cleaned out that mountain pass, just essentially claiming it for our own, we essentially moved on our way. We moved back to our capital and it's dealt with a whole lot of political issues. Like, we had everyone approaching us all the time. Good ass drink. whether it was non-aggression pacts or something more like, oh, we need help, there's someone attacking our settlement. No matter what, we were getting absolutely joshed nearly non-stop. Like, in a funny way, we were getting fucked up. We did, however, make this little alliance that I liked. I wish it went further. It really didn't. They liked us because we cleaned out, what are they called? That little goblin faction. And then we moved ahead on Sylvania. They'd confederated. It just wasn't worth leaving them out to dry and leaving them to be a future threat. So we really did push in here. And we made an acquisition to their lands. And, it's not exactly the best thing ever. You're going to see it. They do kind of do something. Holy shit, are we only making like $200 a turn? That's crazy. How expensive is our army? We'll see here in a sec. I think it might be... Ooh, let's accept refugees. It's Sterland. I mean, yeah, our army is... it's like a middle tier army and we're pretty early on. So I think that's fair to not exactly be holding our own money-wise. But we are going to push up here. It's going to be pretty fucking easy. Vlad fell in auto-resolve really easily. I'm just showing off his kills. Like, all of our lords and heroes, you will see this throughout, are just stacking kills. Absolutely. They're one of the best combos I've ever seen. If you added Eureka or like Magdova, if you added who's the Nordland or what are they called? A bunch of these factions have legendary heroes. If you add any of those to this stack through Confederation, it's over. Like, it's over. I also do think there is a case to be made for removing your knight from your stack later on, because you're going to have steam tanks that just absolutely tank, and he buffs demigryphs. So you can put him in the army with Karl Franz. I didn't do this and just have like a demigryph stack because he buffs demigryphs. So that feels really opportune. And they do really, like, that's a great backup one. I thought about that, and like having these winged cavalry to take out any of the enemy's cav or like heavy units, or even their entire back line, feels absolutely insane. Like, you could not outstate how absolutely perfect that'd be. We've got this whole army. We just defended as well as we could. I wanted to just fuck up their units as much as possible, just to make it, easier for us to take back the settlement or to prevent them from moving further in to fuck with more of us. And, we didn't exactly not do it. Like, we did beat some ass. It's pretty freaking good. We did probably worse than we could have if we did a, like, formal formation and, like, fought long and hard. But, I focused the Lord, I focused the hero, the Necromancer guy. And it was a valiant defeat from, like, I think a valiant defeat auto-resolve. But we certainly did better than the auto-resolve would have, because the auto-resolve just calculates numbers, doesn't really put in the work, put in the effort. We're going to assert independence here. I regret moving north, but just means we can come back down here, kick some ass, and then rotate up through everything. I also love our factions like emblem on the cities. Oh my gosh, my voice is quivering. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm kind of falling apart. We're going to go ahead and claim here. Fair warning, we do spend a lot of time in Sylvania, like just today. And that's corrupted footage on our Confederation. I just put this little title card here. I love the little 3D effects. It reminds me of like making a high school presentation. We claim Sylvania. We got a couple legendary lords. We got him. We got the Mootland Lord, and we have him with some halflings. And then we got Karl Franz stacked up with a couple heroes. A couple of those are legendary heroes. And then we got another legendary lord up there. We just have him guarding the mountain pass. And then we have Karl Franz with like a pretty big stack. ready to move north if there's a threat or anything. And then for her, we have her just essentially guarding the south as we are waiting for Gelt. This was essentially when the campaign was, like, over. Like, you know, the campaign's already set and done with, so there's no reason to feel bad. It was just a skip. Look, we're only on, like, turn 70. We skipped a couple turns for sure, but it really was fun, and we didn't do, like, an extreme amount of shit without it. I thought this was as good a point as any to leave the campaign. I mean, I really did put in the effort and went pretty crazy on how I did play. So I think I got to take a step back, especially with all that corrupted footage. I knew I just couldn't play anymore. And we were strength rank 1. Like, you know, we would survive if chaos came. It'd be a hard fight, but we'd survive. Certainly with Malachi McCason, we'd beat some fucking ass. Outside of that, you know, we did fucking great. We were always establishing little alliances and stuff, and they would have built up over time. This guy, we got like a hint of what was to come with the monument building here that lets you recruit halflings. We recruited them all into his army, and then I actually went to go play him next. Now, halflings are a bit unique. This, I think I talked about some last episode, is like, it's a Lord of the Rings thing. I think I need to play this faction more heavily. That might be one of the last episodes in this series before we do dwarves. I'll come back, play halflings, and I'll play the Grudgebearers. Because I think I'll probably continue to save. Because I absolutely did kick some fucking ass and played pretty well. I don't know how I upgrade him, but I can probably download a respec mod to do it just fine. To respec him. I was choked on my fucking drink. That's the most horrifying thing ever. I forgot I edited this thing in. No, I fucking hate this thing. If this thing is in Warhammer 3, I'm gonna send, like, you guys will see my Steam comment in the comment section for the fucking mod, swearing at this person. It's horrifying, dude. I know it's meant to be. Like, it's meant to be like a grotesque little fella. But that shit scared the fuck out of me. So, with this faction, let's get into it. Halflings, you know, they fight better when you feed them. They're hobbits, essentially, but they do really fight better when you feed them. You also get to donate settlements to the Empire, which I think is really cool, as you're essentially just, like, starting a little Empire thing, and giving them a foothold over here to start armies, which is really cool, and you make money off of those settlements, so it's not worthless. You get troops when you donate to the Empire, which is great. And then with halflings, they fight better fed. So whether it's from the cauldron, yeah. But then you have chef characters and heroes. My hero right there is a chef. And you can upgrade him in a couple of ways I thought were really cool. You can, he buffs. That's one tree. You can really go heavy into buffs. And you could also really go heavy into healing. Like, he can heal. He has a bunch of healing abilities. And then finally, you can go pretty damn heavy into, like, him being a melee combatant, like a fighter. And he does kick some fucking ass. And he does pretty well. I mean, he's not going to do as good as, you know, other things. But even here, I sent him in to fight these Vargeis, and they kick their fucking asses. Like, he is a beast. But then you can upgrade him and completely give up, and this is real, you can completely give up your combat ability to have a food cart that is an extreme buff. So if you have like 2 or 3 of these in an army and you do like 2 melee builds with like proc healing and proc buffing, and then 1 food cart with it's like a mortis engine regenerate, pretty damn good. That's why I really want to explore this more and play it, you know, like actually all the way through and like get some optimized armies. I think that'll be really fun. Outside of that, Uh, I don't know. I like the faction. I hope it's more well developed in Warhammer 3. I mean, everything's more well developed in Warhammer 3. There's just a whole bunch of fun that can be had. Uh, I think I mentioned this last episode, but Warhammer 3, I'm for sure going to be playing with every mod you see me playing here. So there's really no need to. Oh my god. I realize I'm talking so quietly. Talking hurts my neck. I want to record a video, so that's why I'm keeping it up, even though I'm kind of suffering. So don't worry about me, gamers. We're going to take Sylvania for our own. I know it's not really what you're supposed to do. With this faction, I think you're supposed to stay in the moot or, like, just capture a couple settlements. Dude, I wanted to have, like, a province myself before I gave everything else up. You know, I think it works. I do. Plus, he's not a traditional Empire faction. He's just like the Grudgebringers. He kind of... I think he and the Grudgebringers are from the Ovian Lost Factions or whatever. Like, they're much more developed factionally than the Mixus Unlocker. But Mixus Unlocker is just to give you diversity and a bunch of legendary heroes, and then, you know, things like the OVN Lost Factions with Araby and Kislev and everything are much more to give you, like, a very unique experience is how I see it. Like, Mixus Unlocker is lovely, and they're a great modder. Like, they did, like, the blood, you know, the blood dragons and all this stuff that are real intense unique factions. But I think there's a certain art to the mod team at OVNs and a couple of these other, like the other one you may have seen. I forget what they are. The rat people I played. I think there's a certain art to those factions that really just is absolutely beastly in how perfect they make new factions. And I do have, I know, I don't, this could be me rumor milling, so tell me to shut the fuck up if it is. But I do kind of remember something about CA maybe getting sold off from Sega because, like, oh, it's not profitable. You know, the Warhammer gamers are too stingy. And that's my favorite thing. It's like, we've been being scammed for fucking miniatures forever. We know our worth. Like, we know when to buy third party and stuff, and you can't fuck us over. Like, that's kind of what I got from all the interactions with CA and stuff. I know it's Sega doing it. Like, I don't want to blame Creative Assembly. I think it's both Sega, Games Workshop. There's a lot of things I'm dissatisfied with all companies involved, but they're also, like, the producers of my favorite thing in the whole world. So I give them, you know, a lot of praise, and I'm a fanboy, whether a simp or whatever. But then I also have these faults that I don't like. You know, like there's a lot of factions missing. There's all this other stuff that kind of just makes me grumpy. And, you know, the end times and all this shit. Of course that upsets me. Giving up the ogres, I can re-recruit them, I think is what I do here. But like I said, there's just all this stuff that makes me grumpy. But, you know, I know it's a combined fault of a bunch of people. Like, it's CA. No, it isn't. It's Sega. It's Games Workshop. It's all these people together that just, you know, they have a lot of good ideas and they make a lot of great stuff. But then they also just, you know, they want money, like everyone. And they also sometimes make poor decisions. I think that's the same thing everyone does. So that's kind of why I don't put this absolute fault to them. But I do want end times to get undone. Like, you can do some timey-wimey bullshit with Techless and get back to having... Because if Old World, Fantasy, Age of Sigmar, and 40k was going concurrently, I would be the happiest camper. And I've also mentioned my opinions on 40k that I think they should start wrapping up and they should devote like 5-6 year segments. I mentioned this with my old mic in videos that people didn't watch all the way through, so let me mention it here. I think that they should, choose who's going to win based off of a player poll. Oh, Chaos is going to win. Tyranids, the Empire uniting with the Tau and the Eldar. Oh, the Eldar win. Oh, all these different options of who could win 40K, quote unquote. I think they should devote 5-6 years to playing out all those scenarios and have it be like a psyker having those, like, there's a couple psychers who can tell the future. And if you want to be like, oh, that's not realistic, have it be the psychers telling the future, like, of these possibilities. I think that's so cool. That's just, my opinion on that. And then I want fantasy back just for Godric and Felix and elf shenanigans and all that stuff. And yeah. So that's my little rant over, but I guess it started with me trying to express how I feel about these mods that feel so much better than not mods. But I hope they, if CA got bought out by someone else or something, I would hope that they would hire these, these modders who make this great stuff and just implement it. Like, have it be in a little settings section that you can just enable some of these really big mods, not have it be from the workshop. Incorporate it, like, show off their work. That's what I was expressing. Sorry for being a little bleh, talking my head off. I love talking my head off. This faction's really cool. They only have Regiments of Renown. That's kind of badass. And all of the Regiments of Renown are like these just wild shit. And you're constantly quest battling and stuff. And like, you're a mercenary, so you're having to pay money to get your units back up. I don't know. It felt pretty crazy. Pretty roundabout faction. Resting my voice for a minute, but I got to finish this up. I've been postponing lunch to record this, and I am a significantly hungry person. This faction is pretty damn cool. So I have Quarrelers, I see Rangers, I see Slayers, and then we have a lot of Empire stuff. Holy shit, we got Ian alive a little bit there. Slayers are just gonna eat these dudes. We're going to rush on in here. Yeah, this is totally something I have to play again. Like, I mean, I have all these Regiments of Renown. They are exceptionally fun. A lot of them are pretty powerful units. I mean, they are Regiments of Renown. So I think there's just a case to be made that we gotta replay them. We gotta play them on Warhammer 3. One of the two. But they will be pretty fun. I only ever got this one battle off, unfortunately. Kinda sucks. I got this one battle going, and then I absolutely died. I like the lords for this faction. They are a unit of cavalry, or cavalry. I'm not sure. It's one of those. But we did that battle. It was pretty damn fun. I love how even if I edit out the loading, it shows the loading. So that quest battle gave us some rewards. I actually came over here. I should have taken this settlement. It's kind of foolish of me. I went ahead and fought it just real quick so we didn't lose any units. We beat the dickens off of these guys. It was really freaking quick. I mean, our lord's pretty badass. A lot of these people are badass. There's a lot of fun to be had with this faction, I do believe. I mean, look at that lord. He goes in there. He gets the charge bonus. He eats them alive a little bit. And then they just fight real good. And then our cannons barrage the absolute shit. Like, they have some great... Look at that. They have flame and a flask. You know what? I fucking died after this battle. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day or whenever you're watching this. Hope you guys come back for more. If not, I hope you enjoyed your time here. I hope to see you guys again next time. If not, that's all right. Positive affirmations. Thank you guys for watching. It means the fucking world to me that you guys watch my shit, enjoy it, enjoy all these weird and wacky factions and fun. I really am out here trying my best to improve everything. So your view, comment, like, whatever you do give me, including your time, means the fucking world to me and always will mean